As the shloka goes, where the mind goes, where the manas goes, the soul goes too. So similarly, when you are looking at an entire year for 2025, how different rising signs, different zodiac signs will operate, it's very important to know from your moon sign perspective what will be the effect on the mind, what will be effect on your thought process.
Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have already done a video on how the 2025 year will pan out for each of the rising sign natives. And I promise that I'll come back shortly with the analysis from a moon sign perspective, because the moon is important, how the mind will function, what will be influences on the mind, how your mind will be operating from an emotional perspective. All of these are very, very important. So this video that I'm going to do, or I'm doing, for each of the moon sign people, natives, is depending on, firstly, to know where the Cancer sign lies, which house does it become in your horoscope. Secondly, in the moon sign analysis, are any of the major planets, which is Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu or Ketu, are they having any influence on the moon? Because the other planets will be moving very quickly within a month or 45 days over the moon. Mars, Venus, Mercury, even if they are retrograde a little bit here and there, they'll move over. What will be important is how the four major energies, because these are going to transit. End of March, Saturn is transiting, and then mid-May, Jupiter, immediately followed by Rahu and Ketu transits happening. So how or what impact they will have on the moon on your mind. So let's jump in and see how for each of the rising sign natives, basis which house Cancer sign becomes in your horoscope, and what is the influence of these major entities, how your mind will work out, and because of that it will influence decision. Because of that, how your emotional makeup will be over the next 1 year. So for Aries moon sign people, which means moon is in your lagna, which is in the first sign, which is in the first house from a moon sign perspective. So you may be any rising sign. So say for example, you may be Capricorn rising sign, however moon may be in your Aries sign. So then we convert the Aries sign into the moon sign lagna, and then we see from there what the results will ensue. So for those people who have the moon in the Aries sign, for them you will see moon will be aspecting your 7th house. Okay, this is not the 7th house of your horoscope, but this is the 7th house from a moon sign perspective, and it will be aspecting the Libra sign. So firstly, important is moon will be influencing, because it is in the Aries sign, this will be influencing activity, this will be influencing solution finding, problem solving. So through the year, one thing that the Aries sign people can look at or look forward to is that you may be looking at how, if at all you run into challenges, how I will solve this problem, how I will overcome this hurdle, how will I be able to get this deal, or how I will be able to make this presentation. So your activity will be, your mind will be very active, and you will be looking at solutions, you will be looking at movement forward, you will be looking at problem solving. So that is one good thing for you. Secondly, because of moon aspecting the Libra sign, which means that for most of you, you will be looking at relationships, teamwork, and trying to work with people in trying to solve problems, in trying to get things done. So that is the other thing that Aries sign people will be doing. From a moon sign perspective I'm talking, because it's aspecting Libra. So this year this is also going to be a focus on relationships, how you're going to work with people. But what is important is, because these are generic placements for you, moon being in Aries and looking for, this is a generic placement. Now how is the year spanning out for you by virtue of influence of the major entities? So firstly, moon ruling the 4th house and being in the Aries sign, aspecting the 7th house, which means domestic life will be under focus, domestic life will be under consideration, and you will also be looking at how I will be able to make assets. I will be able to get more in harmony at home, in peace and tranquility, at keeping the home environment very happy. How I can get more satisfaction out of my domestic life, out of my assets, how I can build assets. That's one part. However, what is important is, because of Ketu moving into the 5th house, it will be aspecting the moon, the natal placement of moon in the Aries sign, which means your mental makeup will be of trying to get away from something. Ketu is also the denier, Ketu is also the negator. So you will also be looking at, can I move away from something, something which has been troubling you, not working very well for you, and what you have been working on since maybe a year or so. You will be trying to move away from that entity, that activity, that job, that career, that deal. You will try to move away, and you will try to wash your hands of that, move away from it, not wanting to do much, or at least you may distance yourself from that activity, from that person, from the deal, from that career, from that thing that you're doing, from that situation. That's very important because of Ketu's 9th aspect on the moon. But this is also going to be because you have learned your lesson. What is 9th aspect of Ketu? You have learned your lesson, so because of which you want to cut corners, you want to distance yourself, you want to move away, you want to separate yourself. So this year there will be one important thing, either a deal or a person or an activity or a situation or a job or a career, you will mentally want to move away. I don't want to do anything with this. I want to move away. I have had enough of this. There has been enough emotional trauma. That's one. Secondly, what Ketu's 9th aspect on moon will also do is also make you more cool, calm, composed, which means sometimes what happens, you really struggle a lot, so you want to just give up. Enough of this activity, of this person, of this relentless pressure, of this anxiety, of all these energy which is chasing me. So you have gone through it so many times, you just give up and say, okay, I'll take it as it is. Say for example, if it's a court case and you have really lost your cool on it, so this year you'll say, okay, I will just take it as it comes. I'll take it one day at a time. I'm not going to bother too much about it emotionally. I will follow the paces, but I will not be disturbed. So that is the other thing Ketu is going to do. Ketu is going to make you learn the lesson and not feel over anxious about that situation, while slowly trying to distance yourself and try to maintain your sanity. But this year Ketu will also make you very intuitive. You will find that new things, sudden things which you have not thought about, new innovative ideas, new different things which you have not thought about earlier will come up. This is also because you will move away from the traditional way that you have been thinking. So this is another good thing which is going to happen for Aries sign, moon sign people. Now why Ketu is going to have a major impact on moon is because Ketu is the only entity which is aspecting the moon in any way. There is no other entity which is having any relationship with the moon, either Jupiter or Saturn or Rahu, by way of either aspects or conjunction. So Ketu's grip on your moon, on the energy, will be very, very high. So one important thing which I will suggest to the Aries moon sign people is that be very careful of what you're moving away from, what you're separating from, what you're distancing from, what you're thinking about as a problem. Think long term before you take an action. So for example, if a home is bothering you, a relationship is bothering you, don't give up too soon. Don't be influenced by this video and think, oh, Irfan had said moon's aspect is on Libra, on relationship, Ketu is separating, so we should move away from this person. You don't think that way. Think long and hard, and before you take a call, and let naturally things happen naturally, rather than you pushing the pace, that you forcing things. Don't do that. Keep your calm, allow things to happen naturally rather than you moving to separate yourself from something. To join with new entities, to move towards new things will automatically also happen. Of course, your moon being involved, you'll have to put your energy, you'll have to put your focus, you'll have to put your effort anyways. Without that, things will never happen. But to move away, separate, let go of things, think doubly hard before you take a decision. Now for Taurus rising sign people, this is an important year because firstly, for Taurus moon sign people I'm talking about. For Taurus moon sign people, moon in Taurus, which means moon is anyways placed very well in your natal chart. It's one of the best placements for any planet, and the other planet may do well or not do so very well in their exaltation sign, but moon does very well in the Taurus sign. So what it does is, it does 2-3 things. Firstly, it focuses on your financial well-being. Secondly, it focuses and makes you more cultured, more sophisticated. You're also somebody who also looks at the wider community. You're not too selfish in yourself. It's not bad to be selfish, but you can never be a person who's completely self-absorbed absorbed within yourself. That's one thing that moon in Taurus sign does. And moon's aspect in the Scorpio sign. Now this is a generic placement, but what it means is the focus will be on how financially you can grow your placement better, how financially you can have more financial security in life, and what change, what transformation you should be able to do to be able to bring about that, because moon's aspect is on the Scorpio sign. Now this is a generic placement, this is generally how you think, but there is going to be more emphasis on this year. And because moon rules the third house, placed in the Taurus sign and aspecting the Scorpio sign, so change through effort, because the Cancer sign is the third house of effort. So through effort, bringing about a change, bringing about a transformation because of moon's aspect on Scorpio sign, and through that bringing about better results, material results, nutrition results, family results, culture results, language results, community results. All these are activated for you. Now what is important is, in this year we have to see how the 4 major energies will act or interact with moon this year, and that will be the crux of, from the emotional perspective, from the moon perspective, from the mind perspective, how you're going to operate. So the only entity which is going to have any bearing on the moon this year in 2025, I'm talking about, starting from end of March or beginning of April, is going to be Saturn. Saturn is the only planet which will have any relationship with the moon, either by virtue of aspect or by conjunction, because Jupiter is not going to aspect moon or not going to be conjunct with it, neither Rahu, neither Ketu. So Saturn is the only entity which will be aspecting the moon from the 11th house from a moon sign perspective. While Saturn is a very strong yoga karaka from the moon sign perspective for Taurus moon sign people, because Saturn rules the 9th house and the 10th house and will be aspecting moon with the third aspect from the 11th house. So this is a year where, because Saturn's aspect is on the moon, so this year your focus will be how through effort I also bring better gains to my overall well-being, because moon rules the third house from a moon sign perspective placed in the Taurus sign. Saturn third aspect is also on the moon, so there is a double whammy here. So 3 effort, communication, marketing is getting enhanced, is getting focused. So this means this year, through effort, through better communication, through better marketing, through better branding, you will be able to get better results and get your wishes and desires fulfilled. Because Saturn is placed in the 11th house of wishes and desires, of masses, of societal connections, of network connections, and the third aspect is on the moon. So through your effort you will either do well or you will spoil relations. So where you need to be careful is, you may focus too much on one relationship, one group. Your entire energy may go towards one side. For example, you are moving closer to your parents. You are a married person, man or woman, and you're getting closer and closer to your parents because they have suddenly come to live in the vicinity for whatever reason. Or you have moved city, you have gone back to that city, so for whatever reason, or parents have not been well for some time, so the reason can be anything. So now you're starting to spend more time and be more focused, and because of which you're moving away from some other relationship. Maybe your children, maybe your spouse, maybe your work is getting affected, maybe your partnership is getting affected, maybe your business is getting affected. But in some societal connection you will move away, and some other societal connection you will focus more on. So this is strongly seen. The other thing is some friendly connection who you think to be friendly, you need to be more careful because they could bring about stress. Remember, Saturn's conjunction with moon or aspect on moon is not so good. It brings about certain flavor surely of effort, of doing better in certain ways, surely, that's surely there. However, Saturn's third aspect on moon also makes you work hard to keep the emotional sanctity, to keep the emotional focus, to keep the emotional balance. So this is surely another thing which is going to happen because of the third house impact going on both the sides. One, the natural natal placement wise, because moon rules the third house and placed in the Taurus sign in exaltation, but it also means effort will bring you good fruits if you work hard because of Saturn aspect. Now there is no other entity which is establishing its focus or attention on moon. So Jupiter's aspect is not in the moon, so Jupiter can't be protective of the moon. But Saturn rules your 9th house and your 10th house and aspecting moon, which means from a learning perspective, there will be more focus. So the zodiac is telling you learn, gain from experiences, learn from situations and use that in your karma, in your career. Then you will do better, then your wishes and desires can also be fulfilled. Now for Gemini rising sign people, this is for the moon sign perspective, not the rising sign, the moon sign perspective. So for those people who have moon in the Gemini sign, whatever may be your rising sign may be Aries, your rising sign may be Virgo, your rising sign may be Capricorn. But if your moon in the Gemini sign, then this particular video is for you. So moon is in the Gemini sign. Mid-May, Jupiter is going to move into the Lagna and then it is going to form the very important, auspicious, prosperous Gajakesari Yoga. Gajakesari Yoga is important. However, how strong the Gajakesari Yoga is in your horoscope will depend on the timing of what is the degree of moon in your natal horoscope. So in your birth chart, whatever the degree of moon is. For example, if moon is in the first 4 or 5 degrees, then in the first 1 or 2 months, when Jupiter moves into Gemini sign, it will be activated strongly because the degree of your natal moon and your Jupiter will be very close. However, if moon is at 15, 16, 17, 18 degrees, then it will take longer. The Gajakesari Yoga will be activated much later, like August, September, October, November, it will be activated much later. So depending on the degrees of the moon, results will also come by accordingly for people how your moon is placed in your natal chart, because Jupiter will be entering into the Gemini sign and get into the first 1 or 2 degrees in the first few months. Okay, so that will be there. However, what it will bring, whenever the Gajakesari Yoga is strongly activated, it's going to do 2 things. One, moon's aspect from Gemini sign is on the Sagittarius side. Sagittarius sign is ruled by Jupiter, but Jupiter also rules your 10th house. Okay, because your 10th sign is of Pisces. Jupiter rules Pisces and then gone into the Lagna from a moon sign perspective, aspecting Sagittarius sign. Sagittarius sign is higher learning, higher education, long distance travel, meeting new people, meeting people from new cultures, learning new, not only getting a qualification but also learning new tricks, new techniques, new ways of doing things. So this is a year where through your learning you are going to improve your partnerships, you are going to improve how you work and how you can use your new learning for your career, for better development. So moon sign perspective, Gemini people will also focus on how they can learn or how they can use the new learning to better their career. So some of you may join higher learning, some courses may happen, some certification may happen. Sometimes your organization may send you for some workshops, saying, this workshop is important, please attend this certification is important, please attend this. You may or may not understand the how important it is, but later on this may turn out to be very good for you long run. So look out for learning opportunities which can improve your career, which can help your career. That's one thing. So that is surely the career impact, partnership impact, relationship impact is there. What sign moon rules? The Cancer sign. Which is it? The second house. So when Jupiter gets closer to moon, the second house of better revenue, better earning is also getting activated through career, because Jupiter rules the 10th house, but through partnerships, which means if you are working closely with people, if you are in a team, even if you are a leader of the team, if you are taking a team along and there is better teamwork, then there is a chance that you may get good increment this year. Whether promotion or growth may happen is a secondary thing, but surely there is a chance that there may be a good increment this year. This increment could also be through a new role, through a new job, through a new organization, maybe a new industry. Some of you may also move the industry and move into another industry also. And why is this important? Because Rahu's fifth aspect is going to start from May on both your moon and Jupiter's aspect is also going to be on Rahu. But this is critical because your moon sign perspective, we are looking at Rahu's strong focus is going to be on the moon, the fifth aspect of gains from the 9th house of learning. So this means through your higher learning, you will be able to attract better gains. So keep an eye out to learn better and to connect with people, different kinds of people. You will come in touch with or in connection with different kinds of people, new kinds of people. So this year, a lot of new people will enter your life. Different varied people will enter your life from different cultures, from different regions, maybe foreign entities, maybe foreign clients. That is also going to happen. And from a moon sign perspective, because Saturn is in the 10th house, so its direct influence on the moon will be less. However, because the 10th Lord Jupiter is placed with moon, which means one of the things you will also be is focus on the career. How is my career moving? Am I doing well? So it will surely be on the top of your mind. Your mind will be occupied with it, and how you act or use that energy is up to you. However, what am I doing in career? Am I moving in the right direction? I need to improve my earning. I need to improve my growth. That is going to be there, especially because the Rahu's impact is also on the moon. So the hunger and the greed, the energy will always be there. So use these energies very well. Use the Gajkesari Yoga to your advantage. Use the new innovative energy which Rahu is bringing to your advantage, because this year there could be a good year for Gemini moon sign people. Now for those people who have the Cancer moon sign, I'm not talking about the rising sign, I'm talking about the Cancer moon sign, which means moon is placed in your Cancer sign in your natal chart. Now whichever may be your rising sign, maybe Libra, maybe Gemini, maybe Sagittarius, it may be Aquarius, whatever. So accordingly, your ascendant in your chart may be different. However, from a moon sign perspective, that's why I've converted the Lagna from Cancer sign. If moon is placed in the Cancer sign, how will your mental makeup be affected and how that will affect different areas of your life? Mentally, how it will affect, whether you act on it or not is secondary. But we know that wherever the manas goes, the moon goes, the mind goes, the soul goes too. So obviously, the soul will also be disturbed or move towards it if your mind is towards that. So for those people who are moon in the Cancer sign, this is going to be an important year, a lot of freedom given to you. Now, why freedom? One very important thing is when the transits will happen. When Jupiter moves into Gemini in mid-May, Rahu and Ketu move into your second house and your 8th house respectively. Saturn moves into your 9th house. So from May onwards, there is going to be no influence by way of transits on the natal moon. None of these planets are either forming a conjunction with the moon or aspecting the moon. So a lot of freedom is given to Cancer moon sign people this year. So a lot of freedom to do your thing, to do your activity, especially because moon is in own sign also. Moon doesn't rule some other house. Moon is ruling Cancer sign and is placed there. So very, very strong there. So from a natal chart perspective, a lot of freedom is given to you, which may not have been earlier. So this is a year where a lot of freedom is given to you to try out new things for your growth, for your status, for your health, for new activities, for taking up a new job. So new activities are strongly focused this year. So the zodiac is telling you that I am giving you an opportunity to do things, new activity. I am taking off the shackles, I'm taking off the chains, I'm removing all kinds of things which are binding you, which are holding you back, which are tying you up. So try new things, but where is the moon's seventh aspect, because moon has only one aspect, is of the Capricorn sign. So it says that if you're working hard, if you're working diligently, if you're working with structure, with organized effort, then you will be able to do very well in your health, in your mental capacity, in how you are able to take decisions, how you can grow your status, how you can grow your prestige, how you can grow your dignity in life. All of this is an opportunity given to you to shackles are removed. So now it's up to you how much effort that you put in, how much hard work that you put in, how enterprising you can be, how innovative you can be, how creative you can be, because moon is also creativity. Use that to develop yourself. Use that to move forward. Use that to grow yourself. Use that to improve or enhance your stature, because that is also a good placement for assets, material aspects, and a good domestic life. So this year there will be less focus, or at least less challenges, unless there are very tough placements in your chart. So generally there is an ease coming in your life this year, surely, from extreme pressures, mental pressures, trauma, that shackles are being removed to a large extent, not completely gone. But if you will have to work diligently, you'll have to work hard, and you have to do your thing. The other thing that is very important is that focus on working with people closely, but don't get too emotionally attached to them. There is a chance that there may be a new person who comes into your life this year who you also develop an emotional attachment. So don't get too close to people emotionally, because then you can lose your way in being diligent, in being structured, in being following the boundaries. So at work, it's always better to be more professional rather than get emotionally involved in somebody, because then the work can get affected. So do your job diligently, follow the rules, follow the boundaries, the rules and regulations, then you can do very well. So for Cancer moon sign people, a lot of freedom is given to you, shackles are being removed, but the more effort that you put in, the more enterprising you can be, the more diligent you will be, the more structured you will be, better results will surely come to Cancer moon sign people. Now for Leo moon sign people, here we are talking about where moon is placed in your natal chart. Here we are not talking about your rising sign. Here we are talking about where moon is placed in your chart, in which sign. So for those people whose moon is in the Leo sign, in your birth chart, in your natal chart, in your horoscope, for those people, Leo sign becomes your moon sign. So from the moon sign perspective, how the year will roll out for you, what are the things which may be possible, what are the things which may be probable. Now one of the important things which is happening this year for moon sign people, Leo moon sign people, is that Ketu will be moving into your moon sign, into Leo, and Rahu will move away from Pisces sign into Aquarius sign. So Ketu will become conjunct with moon through the year and few more months, and moon's seventh aspect is going to be on Rahu, which was not there last year. So Ketu getting conjunct with moon, very important development. Moon's seventh aspect on Rahu, very important development. But there is no other influence on the moon besides these two major energies. The other two major energies are Jupiter and Saturn. They are having hardly any effect on moon by either way of conjunction. No conjunction is being formed by Jupiter or moon or Saturn or moon. Neither are Jupiter or Saturn aspecting the moon with either the seventh aspect or the special aspect. So no fifth or ninth aspect of Jupiter on the moon, no third or tenth aspect of Saturn on the moon, which means that the main influence on your mind, your manners, your thought, your focus, your concentration, your thinking ability, your emotional makeup is going to be majorly Ketu, because Ketu is moving conjunct with the moon. So now Ketu will be acquiring, it will be at initially 29 degrees, 30 degrees and 29 and 28, because we know that Ketu goes in the retrograde motion one by one. So depending on where your moon lies in your Leo sign, if it's at the first few 6, 7, 8, 10 degrees, then the influence of Ketu on the moon will be lesser, but it will go stronger and stronger as the year goes by. But if moon is at the end, moon is beyond 25 degrees in your natal chart, then the effect can be immediate within months of Ketu moving into the Leo sign, which is in May within the next 2-3 months, you will immediately feel an influence of a binding factor on the moon. So what is Ketu? Ketu is a negator. Ketu is a separator. Ketu is something which creates distance from whatever the sign is related to, whatever the planet is related to. So Ketu will try to distance your moon, your thought from certain areas of life. Now what does Ketu rule from a moon sign perspective? Ketu rules the Scorpio sign, co-rules the Scorpio sign with Mars. So when Ketu is getting closer to the moon, so on the domestic front, there is one thing, one entity, one relationship, one activity, one area where the Ketu is separating or wanting you to change, bring about a change. Either Ketu will ask you to make a change, or Ketu will force the change upon you, but that is going to happen. Either the change from a 4th house could be change of car, selling the old car and buying a new car, doing some construction on the home improvement, moving home, re-looking at home, changing the furniture in the home, changing the setup of the home, or rather put the sofa here, put the TV here. Some development is going to happen at home surely, or some development may happen with some of the family members. One family member could go away from you because of, say for example, children or teenage children, they've grown up, they go to get higher education, higher learning somewhere, or the distance could be not physical distance, the distance could be mental. Somebody become very busy this year. Your spouse becomes very busy, your brother becomes very busy, your parents become very busy, they become so busy, they have less time for you. So if the situation is created where your spouse started to get more work, more projects, obviously she's spending less time for you. So on the domestic front, some entity there is a distance or getting separated or moved away, or there is a transformation. There is a change which is coming in the domestic front. The transformation will be there, the change will be there, and the change will be for good, generally for good. Because your moon is in a friendly sign in the Leo sign. However, this also means that you will have to take up new responsibilities. You will have to take more accountability. Ketu is bringing about a change. So if you were not doing earlier, now you have to do, which also means that you may get higher roles at work. If you have to take more responsibility, which obviously means higher responsibilities are being given to you, higher accountability is given to you, and there could also be growth. Now, growth could be through promotion, through a new role, new team, new project. Some of that can happen. However, new responsibility, new accountability is coming to you. Now, which house does the moon rule? The 12th house. So when Ketu goes into gets conjunct with moon, which means the 12th house is also getting activated for a transformation, for a change. So change in either your foreign living front, or foreign management front, or foreign consultants, foreign guides, foreign companies. So if you're working in a foreign company, or even if you're working in a domestic company, for some reason your domestic company is starting to get more work, more projects, or more aligned with a foreign company is putting money in your company, foreign company is making a tie-up with your company, or foreign clients are coming in, some foreign element or some distance element is coming. So for example, your company is in Bangalore, some company from a Ludhiana or a Guwahati or a Delhi, some company may come in, either form a partnership, or they will surely be influenced on that. So that is the other thing. The third thing, which is an important thing, is Moon's 7th aspect is on Rahu. Rahu doesn't have a 7th aspect, it has a 5th and the 9th aspect. So Rahu is not influencing Moon so much, but Moon is influencing Rahu. Now what is Rahu? Hunger, greed, aspiration, desire, ambition. So Moon aspect on Rahu is igniting the hunger and the greed emotionally. So emotionally you may want more love, more care, more affection, more support, more empathy from people. But Rahu is a misleading energy. So don't be misled in demanding more. For example, suddenly you tell your spouse, no, for so long I have tolerated all this BS from you. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. Now you will have to do more. You will have to show that you really care about me. Don't get into that. That's only going to create trouble for you. So don't be misled in heightening your need for empathy, for support, for love, for care, passion, for the softer aspects of life. Don't be misled in that, because your teamwork, your partnership, your conjugal life, your marital life could then be affected. So it's always good for the hunger and greed to be up. However, in a partnership, you need to be careful. However, on the whole, this can be a very strong change bringing year for Leo moon sign people, better than any or more than any other moon sign people. Now for Virgo moon sign people, not the rising sign, but wherever moon is placed in your horoscope, from that perspective, if moon is placed in Virgo, then which means Virgo becomes your moon sign. So that becomes very, very important from a mental makeup, from an emotional makeup. How are you looking at things? So firstly, moon's placement in Virgo means generally this is a person who, for whom discipline, structure, doing things right, doing things well, and doing things well by putting your mind, your energy, your focus, your concentration also, and you like to do those things. So generally, I'm talking about general perspective. Some people may be different because the planetary placements are different, the energies are different. Generally, moon in Virgo, these people are also people who either like to serve people, or their karma becomes to serve people in some way or the other. So in some way or the other, you will be serving people, or you like to serve people, so you will be helping out at home, in your career, in your job. You will be more of a team player, or at least even if you're the leader, you're always on the lookout. How I can help, how I can serve, how I can better people. However, moon in Virgo is also where you attract a lot of enmities, you attract a lot of opposition, you attract a lot of hidden forces acting behind your back. That also happens, because of which you are always disturbed. So somebody or the other is igniting some fire somewhere, you are going to extinguish it. Somebody said something about you somewhere, now you are mentally affected, you're emotionally affected, you feel bad. Why do people do this to me? I don't do this to people. Why are people always behind me? So these are the feelings which generally come to mind, because you are a serving kind, you are the helpful kind. So obviously when people do this to you, this challenge will be there. However, the best thing which is happening for Virgo moon sign people is Ketu is moving away from moon in this year. So Ketu will remain conjunct with the natal moon in its transit till May, and May it is releasing the moon from its influence, from its shade, from its hold. So a lot of relief is going to come to Virgo moon sign people this year. Ketu is going to move into the 12th house, which means when it releases moon, you will feel a lot of burden going away from your mind. But the burden going away from your mind, your burden being released for something new. Ketu going into the 12th house. So this means that you will now be looking at how, when the shackles are moved from your mind, that what new thing can I do, what new developments can I do, where you either will look at what role you are playing in life from now on. Ketu going into the 12th house of isolation, of individuality, of working alone. So there is going to be some change of how you work, how you do things. Either you will be focused on, I want to continue to work in an individual role, or you will say, so there's going to be change in your thinking, or I don't want to work alone, I want to work in a team. Or you may be given some project where you have to work with people, you have to work in conjunction with people. And why is this important? Because Saturn will be moving into the Pisces sign end of March or beginning of April, and it will be directly aspecting moon, and vice versa. Saturn will be aspecting your natal moon, and natal moon will be aspecting Saturn back. The wish dosha will be strongly activated, but Saturn rules the 5th house and the 6th house. 5th house of change. That's why Ketu releasing, Ketu going away. So Ketu moving in or getting away is a status quo changer. It brings about a change in the status quo. Moon ruling the 5th house of change, 8th house to the 10th house. So the way you work can be different, and so the zodiac is telling you now you have to work very diligently, now you have to work very in a structured manner, now you have to work in a team manner, now you have to work within boundaries. You can't cut corners. So that is strongly there. And Rahu will be transiting into your 6th house, which is Saturn's sign. So that's why this becomes very important, because Rahu is moving into Aquarius sign ruled by Saturn. Saturn is aspecting moon from the sign Pisces. So this becomes important for you, that you have to now contend with some opposition also, contend with some people who will also be trying to push you. But good thing is, if you work in a very structured, diligent manner, then nobody will be able to affect you emotionally. Nobody will be able to jostle you so much emotionally. They will not be able to disturb your peace of mind. So this year, focus on keeping the mind occupied with work, occupied with creative things, occupied with positive things, occupied with helping people, occupied with working with people, occupied by working in a teamwork, occupied by working in a partnership, following rules and regulations, following structure, doing things diligently. Then you will be able to get better results. New changes will come into your life. At least 3 or 4 major changes may come into your life. Now, getting engaged to somebody is a major change according to me. I don't know whether according to you it's a major change or not. Buying a new car is a major change. Getting into a new role is a major change. Getting into a new career, new industry is a major change. Being given a new projects because of which you can make a growth or group is a major change. So any of these things can surely happen to you. Now, none of the other entities are going to have a strong influence on you other than Saturn. Jupiter is not conjunct with the moon or influencing the moon through his aspect. Neither is Ketu, neither is Rahu. It's more about Saturn with the 7th aspect. It's a very balancing force. So this year is about balance in your emotional quotient to working hard, to being practical, to being diligent, to being a thinking person, but thinking less emotionally, thinking more practically. So as long as the focus is practical, the focus is less emotional, the focus is teamwork, partnership, this year is going to be overall a good year for Virgo moon sign people. Now for Libra moon sign people, this is going to be an important year because of 3 reasons. One, Libra being your moon sign, which means moon is placed in the Libra sign. So this is a generic placement, this is a natal placement. However, mid-May, Rahu, Ketu and Jupiter, all 3 major entities are going to transit into your Aquarius sign for Rahu, into your Leo sign for Ketu and into your Gemini sign for Jupiter. Saturn will also transit into Pisces, but Saturn will not influence the moon either through conjunction or through aspect. But Rahu is going to have its 9th aspect on moon once it makes the transit, and Jupiter will have the 5th aspect on the moon when it goes into transit in Gemini sign, which means these 2 entities will have a strong influence on the mind, on the manas, on the thought process. And for Libra moon sign people, from emotional quotient, moon rules the 10th house and is in the Libra sign of relationships. So Jupiter is going to bring in prosperity through relationships, but Rahu is also going to push you and make you more hunger for new relations, for new developments, for new profiting from those relations, from those connections and career. So this is a year where the zodiac is telling you that if you are not misled, if you don't become manipulative, if you don't become too greedy, but if you work with people, then very good results can come to you into your career through new learning, through new situations, through new experiences. Learn from your experiences, use that innovatively, use that creatively, because the Rahu from the 5th house with the 9th aspect is aspecting the moon from a moon sign perspective. So use the creativity and innovation for growth, for new learning, for new career. Do that, then you will be able to do much better. Jupiter is going to bring in more prosperity. Now moon is aspecting the Aries sign from the Libra sign. So there's going to be a lot of problem solving which is coming to you, but creatively. So innovatively you will be able to solve problems, or you should try to solve problems this year through your innovation, through creativity, through out of the box thinking. Don't think generic problem solving is going to help you. Think out of the box. If you are doing generally things in a certain way, try to do things differently. So this is a year to try to do different things in a different manner, creatively, innovatively, to be able to make progress, but using your learning, your experience to do that. Some of you may also join a higher course, maybe some certification which is related to your career, which may also enhance your career. So this is a good sign for you, because Jupiter rules the 3rd house and Jupiter also rules the 6th house. So through your effort, through your learning, through your creativity, then being enhanced in your career, then being enjoying the growth, this is also entail for you. So overall, can be a very good year for Libra sign, moon sign people, as long as you are able to balance between how much you allow creativity and hunger and greed to absorb you, and how much you are able to use it to be able to further your career, to be able to further growth. Now for Scorpio moon sign people, I'm not talking about the rising sign, I'm talking about the moon sign. So in your natal chart, in your horoscope, if moon is placed in the Scorpio sign for those people, so now usually this is a debilitation position for moon, so there is obviously going to be a challenge. Now a few things which are happening this year. In end of March or beginning of April, Saturn will be moving into the Pisces sign, into your 5th house. So from a moon sign perspective, from your emotional perspective, children can be under focus, children can give you some trouble, children can make you run around, children can hassle you more than earlier. You may be more trouble about your children, you may think more about the children, how children will behave, what's going to happen with them. So surely there is certain distance which may also be created from children. However, the focus, the attention, emotional perspective, focus will be a worrying perspective, may also be about children for some. For some, the 5th house, because Saturn is moving there. So what could also be important is that you may start looking at, in your career, what am I doing? Am I bringing a change? Am I doing things different? So that is also going to be there. However, the better thing for people, for Scorpio moon sign people, is a lot of shackles are being removed. A lot of focus and attention which was there on your moon is being removed. For example, Rahu, which was in the Pisces sign, was continuously aspecting your natal moon in Scorpio sign throughout the year. Rahu, when it transits into Aquarius, it is moving away from its 9th aspect on the moon and releasing the 9th aspect of its own on your natal moon, which means Rahu's grip on hunger, greed, anxiety, that will be reduced surely, and it will give you a lot of freedom, because no major energy, I'm not talking about the faster moving planets like Mars, Mercury, Venus, Sun, I'm talking about the slow moving entities but very powerful entities who have a stronger grip. Rahu, Ketu, Saturn and Jupiter, none of them are going to have either a conjunction with the moon, neither are they going to have an aspect on the moon in the transits. So this means there is a lot of freedom being given to the moon to operate. However, remember, the moon is in the Scorpio sign. It always does better when there is some support. For example, Jupiter's aspect on the moon, or Jupiter's conjunction with the moon, Jupiter moving into Scorpio, for example, for a year, helps more. When completely no help comes to you, then what happens many times, moon gets a little lost, moon gets too deep. You start thinking very deep about things because there is no restraint on you, no entity is acting upon you. So you start to think very deep, you start to think what's happening in my life, what's going on, this is not happening, that is not happening, and major mistakes can also be done this year if you're not careful. Financial mistakes can also be done by you if you're not careful, because moon is in the Scorpio sign of change, of transformation, aspecting the Taurus sign of money with no restraint of any planet, no help of any planet. So be a little careful this year how your mind is working. This can be a good year for deep research for those people who are working in insurance, taxation, psychiatry, anything that you do with the mind and your focus with the mind to help people, transform people, help people in challenges and problems. For those people, now the year could be very good. There could be new development, there could be new growth, there could be new role coming to you, new projects coming to you. Even your career can get associated with that. So from a moon sign perspective, Ketu going into the 10th house, something change in the career is surely coming for you. New entities, new work, new teamwork, working in new kinds of people is surely getting. Rahu getting into the 4th house from a moon sign perspective is a foreign element is coming into your house. Is coming to be with you, or you're going to be with the foreign element. If they're coming from foreign lands or being from foreign lands, or a person different from the culture that you're born in, or the religion that you're born in, that is surely strongly getting activated, because moon's aspect is on Taurus sign. ruled by Venus. So Venus, where it is placed in your horoscope, is also important. However, on the whole, a lot of freedom, a lot of choices are being given to you, a lot of openness is being given to you, a lot of transformation is coming to your life, new influences are coming to you, new foreign influences also coming to your life. So use this energy. Don't get lost, don't be carried away, don't get too deep. Be normal, calm yourself. New development career, new development info at home is surely coming for you. So if you are more balanced, if you keep yourself in check, if you focus yourself, meditate and keep yourself calm, then this year could be one of the most calm years and serene years if you don't get influenced by many other things. For Sagittarius moon sign people, I'm not talking about the rising sign people, I'm talking about the Sagittarius moon sign people. For Sagittarius moon sign people, the moon is placed in the Sagittarius sign in your natal chart. This is going to be an important year because of three reasons. Mid-May, Rahu and Ketu are going to move into Aquarius and Leo sign, which is your third house and your ninth house respectively. Jupiter is moving from the Taurus sign into your Gemini sign, which is seventh house from your moon sign perspective, and Saturn will transit into the Pisces sign. So what is going to happen is that moon will be under the influence of the 10th aspect of Saturn, 7th aspect of Jupiter, and the 5th aspect of Ketu. All these three things are happening. So suddenly, when last year there was less influence on you from these major forces, suddenly mid-May, all these influences are starting. Saturn will start even before. The influence of Saturn will start from April. But from mid-May, Ketu and Jupiter will also start influencing, which means a lot of change is coming to you. Now, Ketu being in the 9th house aspecting moon, which is saying that through learning, through higher learning, through more spiritual way of looking at things, through more innovative looking at things, change, transformation, looking at things will be very good for you. Jupiter's aspect on the moon is also balancing the prosperity with the change. So if you learn through your experiences, which the 5th aspect of Ketu from the 9th house brings, then the change can be more prosperous. Jupiter is forming the Gajkesari Yoga with moon by virtue of being 7th from the moon in transit. So depending how closer they get in degrees over the year, the Gajkesari Yoga will become stronger or weaker. But surely more prosperous results through learning, through higher learning, through higher activity is surely coming. Some change is coming into your life through you learning from experiences and changing things. New partnerships are very important for those people who are single. Relationship could come by to you mentally, because we're talking about the moon sign perspective. So you're getting attached to somebody, or even thinking that why am I with this person? This person doesn't serve me. So some development, some change, some transformation in your emotional attachment or emotional moving towards somebody is going to happen. And that will lead into a long-term relationship, long-term stable relationship also, because of Saturn's 10th aspect on moon in the Sagittarius sign of learning. So you learned your lesson and then you're taking a decision. You learned your lesson and then you're getting into a new partnership. You learned your lesson and you're working into a new team work in your career also. So all these things are getting attached, highlighted. So through new connections, you will either enhance your career or enhance your domestic life or enhance your romantic life or enhance your conjugal life or enhance your marital life or enhance your teamwork. So if you are able to do that, then there will be more stable results which may come by for you for many years. So this is a very important year, because the more auspicious way you are able to connect with people because of Jupiter's influence on moon, Ketu's transformation, Saturn's stability bringing overall transformative energy, stable energy, prosperous energy. This can be one very good year. So use this energy to your advantage. Learn from your experiences, learn from your spiritually how you look at things, learn from better teamwork, and keep looking out for opportunities of change, better change, prosperous change. Then this year can be a very good year for Sagittarius moon sign people. Now for Capricorn moon sign people, here we are not talking about the rising sign which is your rising sign. Here we are talking about if moon is in the Capricorn sign in your natal chart, then what can this do for you? Firstly, one good thing which is happening is that moon is getting away from all the shackles of any of the four major energies. So Rahu has no influence on the moon either through conjunction or through aspect. Neither does Ketu through conjunction or through aspect, nor Jupiter, nor Saturn. So the shackles from the moon are being removed. For example, is in Virgo till May, and then it moves away. So its fifth aspect on moon is going away, it's getting reduced. Is finishing up. Same thing, Jupiter's ninth aspect is going off because Jupiter is in Taurus, will be moving into Gemini somewhere in May. So the shackle, the chain or the influence, good or bad, of Ketu and Jupiter are getting reduced or being moved away. So this is going to be a year where you have no chains, no restrictions to act materialistically, practically, intelligently, being more pragmatic, because the moon is in the Capricorn sign and the shackles are being removed. So the zodiac is telling you, now I'm allowing you to take all practical decisions. Be practical, be intelligent, be dedicated, be very structured, be disciplined in your life, take practical decisions. Then I will give you more emotional well balance, I'll give you more calm, I'll give you more happiness, I will give you better results through assets, because moon's aspect is on Cancer sign. So assets, home life, domestic life, I'm giving you a chance to take practical decisions. So in a relationship, take practical decisions. In teamwork, take practical decisions. Be more structured. So if you are able to do that, then you will get good results. If you don't do that, while the zodiac is removing the shackles and giving you the freedom, yet you don't act practically, yet you don't act not too much emotionally, within rules and regulations, within the boundaries, you're not doing that, you're not taking intelligent decision, educated decision, then there's going to be a challenge. Rahu getting into the second house from the moon sign perspective is going to ignite your hunger and greed for higher earning. So banking, saving money is going to be something which is going to be one focus on. So yeah, because moon is in the Capricorn sign and Rahu is going into the Aquarius sign. So Saturn, the third house that Saturn will move into, is also getting activated, which means through effort, through diligent effort, through practical effort, good results may come, better living, higher earning can come to you, new opportunities can come to you. So for some of you, you may move into a multinational company, you may move into a new company which is a foreign company. Some of you may even go abroad or look at going abroad, either through education or so. And for a lot of you, foreign clients, foreign consultants, foreign home, foreign work, foreign career, foreign projects may get activated, foreign earning may get activated, the source of income may also get foreign. So that is really getting activated. So overall, this is going to be a very good year for Capricorn moon sign people. If you do think diligently, work hard, these results will remain stable for you for a long period of time. But as I said, working hard, diligently, and practical decisions are important. So the zodiac is telling you, move away from taking emotional decisions this year. So in a relationship, because Saturn's aspect is, moon's aspect is going to be on the Cancer sign in the natal chart by after shackles are removed. So in the domestic front, on the emotional front, on the work, on the relationship front, take practical decisions. Don't be swayed by too much emotionality. Of course, moon is an emotional creature, so that balance has to be there. But don't be too emotional. So this year, the zodiac is telling you, I'm removing the chain. Think with stability, think clearly, think practically, then good results will come to you. So overall, this is going to be a good year for Capricorn moon sign people. The more calm you are, the more calculated good decisions that you take, earning will be improved, your effort will be improved, your career may be improved, and good changes will come to you. Now for Aquarius moon sign people, I'm not talking about the Aquarius rising sign, I'm talking about Aquarius moon sign, which means moon is placed in the Aquarius sign in your chart. For you, a lot of change is coming by in this year. One, the major entities are Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu, because they are slow moving entities. So once they form a conjunction, they form an aspect, they remain more than a year. So for you, for Aquarius moon sign people, Rahu is going to move into the Lagna from the Pisces sign. Saturn is moving away from your moon into your second house. So Saturn is releasing the grip on the moon, but Rahu is enhancing his grip on the moon. So they are exchanging signs. So the wish yoga is going away. So the trouble, the anxiety is going away. But the hunger, the greed, being misled, taking new decisions, moving into a new direction, thinking creatively, thinking innovatively, but thinking with too much ambition is also getting activated. However, Jupiter going into your Gemini sign, aspecting the moon with the 9th aspect, which means this is going to be a lot of learning for you. So Rahu getting conjunct with the moon, you may take decisions which may also make you learn a lesson. Jupiter will help you from not getting into too much trouble, prosperous results, but through experience. Jupiter is saying within the 9th aspect, learn through experience, don't make mistakes, I'll give you prosperity. Rahu is telling you, okay, good enough. Hunger and greed is important. Looking after yourself is important. Taking care of yourself is important. Now think about yourself. Now think about your career. Now think about your service. Why service or career? Because moon, from a moon sign perspective, rules the 6th house and is placed with Rahu under the 9th aspect of Jupiter. So through your learning, through your experiences, enhance your career, overcome competition. So here this year you will be able to overcome a lot of competition, inimical forces, hidden enemies with a lot of creativity, a lot of innovation, through a lot of tact, diplomacy. So this year the year is to be more diplomatic, to be more tactful, won't get into trouble. Because it's the Aquarius sign, so there is going to be a larger role for you, mass oriented role for you. So a lot of a change in the role or a new project or the way you work can bring to your work some aspect because of which you are touching upon the lives of many more people than before. A larger role may come to you, larger organization may also come to you. Now moon's 7th aspect is going to be on Ketu, and Ketu moves into the Leo sign. So moon 7th aspect on Ketu, which means that you will also be thinking about separating, moving away from something in life. One thing in life you will cut off. You will say no more. So for example, a bad health habit, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to give up smoking. No, I'm going to detach myself from smoking. No, I'm going to detach from all these friends, they are useless. No, I'm going to detach myself from all this Netflix and all. I'm not focusing on my career so much. No, I'm going to move away from this friend. No, I'm going to move away from this relationship. One thing you will surely separate from this life, from your life this year, because you think that this is not serving you anymore. Rahu is going to make you more practical. Jupiter will tell you have learned your lesson. Now move away or separate yourself. So your focus of the moon and Ketu will also move you from things which are not useful for you anymore. So through the year, there are many small things you will change in your life, which may not seem to be big, but later on these small changes will add up and will be able to help you a lot. So this year is going to be of change for masses, for education, from learning, using your experience for better learning, moving away from negative things, separating yourself from those which are not serving you, which are mentally affecting you, and doing something which is much bigger and much greater too. Now for Pisces moon sign people, I'm not talking about the Pisces rising sign people. I'm talking about if moon is placed in the Pisces sign in your natal chart. For those people, one very big development is coming to you. Saturn is going to move away from the Aquarius sign into the Pisces sign and activate the Wish Yoga. Rahu is moving away from your Pisces sign into your 12th house. So the 11th house, 12th house effect is going to be strong, because for moon sign perspective, Saturn rules your 11th and the 12th house, and getting into the Lagna or the Pisces sign, Lagna from the moon sign perspective, and influencing your moon. So through this year or for the next year, societal connections, social connections, those can be the norm. Those can bring about a lot of changes or influence your life. Societally, there is going to be one connection which can become very strong and have a strong influence on you. One friend, one mentor, one elderly person, maybe a boss, maybe a senior, somebody elder having a higher role, having more influence on you, will influence you very strongly this year. So be a little careful not to be influenced wrongly, because the Wish dosha is getting activated. So be very clear. Be very calm when you are taking decisions. Look at, especially for those people who are very experienced and who have a lot of hold on you, are they influencing you well or not? Are they influencing you positively or not? This is important. Especially if it's related to work, it becomes very important, because Rahu is going into the 12th house. ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is coming conjunct with Moon. So emotionally, you may take a decision for hunger or for greed, being influenced by that person. Say for example, a senior leaves your company and goes into another company, says, come and join my company, this is a better company, work for me. Your boss quits and goes to another company, says, come and work with my new team. So be very careful when you take those decisions. This can have a long-term impact for you. Other is Saturn coming into the Pisces sign, and both Saturn and Moon now focusing or aspecting the Virgo sign of career or work. But this could also affect your health mentally, or your mental health. So you can also be under some stress or pressure throughout the year. So be very careful about this and keep this in your mind, that there may be things, some of them are not so important, but they will keep focusing, keep influencing your mind. So know where to focus your energy, where not to. Saturn is saying be more diligent in your work, be more diligent, practical in your work. Then I will give you good results in your career, because the aspect is on the Virgo sign, which is the 6th house of the Kalpurush country. And through your 11th house, Saturn's influences on the Moon. So socially, in a large organization, in a foreign entity, or working with foreign people, your career can be enhanced, your career can do very well. So this is surely getting activity. Moon rules the 5th house of creativity, innovation, imagination, and now coming under the influence of Saturn moving into the Pisces side. So children can be under focus. For some of you, children will make you run around or take you some more of your time. For some of you, if not children, romance could take more of your time, could help, could also influence you mentally, could emotionally also influence you and keep you under its shackles. So be careful how you take care of your mental health this year, not being influenced too much by the 5th house of either children or romance or change in career. Don't be too much sucked in by that energy. Keep yourself calm, keep yourself composed. Then your wishes and desires can also be fulfilled, because Saturn rules the 11th house going into Pisces sign with Moon. So on emotional level, if there are any wishes and desires, I should make friends with that, I want to get into a relationship with that, I want to buy that thing, then those wishes and desires which make your heart happy may also come by one. At least one opportunity will surely be given to you. So friends, now that we have talked from a Moon sign perspective, because of the transits of Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu and Ketu, how new probabilities are coming by for you, how new possibilities are coming by for you, do look into your horoscope, what conjunctions, what aspects are making other things come about, either reducing or influencing your life more in certain perspective, and keeping that in mind, look at the predictions from a Moon sign perspective for next year. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is a friend, astrologer and guide. Signing off. Ciao.